And now, you are listening to the Team Heel Podcast, live, brought to you by Spreadshirt.com, with Heel Steven, Non-Legit Wrestling, OKFabe, and Chase Oliver, ready to shoot the shit with each and every one of you, live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 150 of the Team Heel Podcast. We are live, finally. Yes, it is finally Wednesday. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is, huh? Make hump day. Yes, it's finally Wednesday. You already know, what time it is already. Time for another episode of the Team Heel Podcast. Again, thank you all tonight for tuning in live. If you can't catch us live, it's okay. There's the playback. You can also catch us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, Google Play Music. It is June the 8th, 2016. It is literally about a couple more weeks till I turn 26. But anywho, yeah, a lot to talk about this week. If you want to support the show, go that extra mile. Become a patron over on our Patreon page and get yourself some cool rewards. That is www.patreon.com/teamheelpodcast. Or if you not want to rock a cool shirt, head over to our Spreadshirt store over at Spreadshirt. That is teamheelpodcast.spreadshirt.com, and get yourself an awesome t-shirt from our store. But as always, I am Heel Steven. I am joined by two awesome guys. I'm first joined by the TNA fanboy assassin himself, Mr. Chase Oliver. Chase, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
How's that? How's the game so far? How is that Stephen Curry going?
LeBron and the Cavaliers seem like they're going to win this one. The Warriors really haven't looked good this game. They just seem like they just don't give a fuck for this one. But I think they're still going to win the series. I think they're going to win it by 5 at the most.
I think what they're trying to do is win it at home.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's why I think they're playing bad, because they haven't been making certain extra passes and stuff like that. But yeah.
Exactly. I mean, again, if I'm Golden State, yeah, you know what? It'll be, good humiliation to win the championship at the opponent's home court. Didn't they do that last year? Didn't they win the title?
Yeah, they won the title in Game 6 on Cleveland's home court.
So, I mean, again, anything could happen there. But we're also joined by the Mr. Unappreciated himself from the Unappreciated segment, the former Cards Against Humanity champion.
I'm invoking my rematch clause this Sunday, man. That was some bullshit.
We don't know about Sunday. We don't know yet. A lot of things are happening.
Well, whenever, man. I want my rematch. I got screwed by the system.
Well, it happens sometimes, Mr. David Sack. David, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just recently experienced over the past few days what it's like to pull an all-nighter just to listen to the Taz show. Because on the West Coast, that crap comes on at 4 a.m.
Well, first of all, it would help if you wouldn't call it crap. No,
I don't mean it like that. I mean it the whole fact that it's just the time.
And I say that because in culinary school, we were taught that we should never refer to anything as shit. Whatever you do, don't use the word shit. So, yeah, I guess crap, shit, almost the same kind of thing.
Then I apologize. It's just like I don't know if it's because it's East Coast, West Coast thing coming on at like 7 for you guys. That's normal. If that was my morning commute, fine. But 4 a.m., that's like, I mean, I put a little effort in on that one because it was like I got to talk to Taz. That was cool. Really? He answered some interesting questions. But that was just a new thing for me, So yeah, I'm doing okay.
Of course you are, dude. It's Wednesday, the weekends. We got some people in the chat. We got the Angry Mark. We got the Straight Shooter and Brooklyn Knight 87 in the chat, guys. Chatting away. We'll be answering some questions also at the end of the show. But there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about this week. A couple hours ago, I guess now, we just finished watching WWE NXT Takeover. The end.
The end is here.
Of the new beginning, or the end of the beginning of the end, or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
It's confusing. I mean, they were calling it the end, and everyone's saying, oh, it's the end of NXT, it's the end of TakeOver. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I think when they're referring to the end, this is what I got from it. I don't know about you guys, but for me, when they said the end, they meant, okay, with the draft coming up, a lot of the guys that you're currently seeing on NXT are going to go up to the main roster and get drafted. And we're going to be seeing some, that's the end, if you will. And, or if not, the end of, hey, if Balor versus Joe. That's what I got from it. I don't know about you. What did you guys get from this? Chase, what did you get out of this?
I thought it was the end of TakeOver. I thought they were going to be done with the TakeOver name and saying, like, we've already taken over enough. It's time to evolve or something. And they'll just make a different name.
That would have been a good subway to tie them in with Evolve. That would have been so good.
Yeah, I was just thinking they would just pick a different tagline. Like, that's what I was thinking, at least.
Like, eventually, though, they're going to go, the guys from Evolve are eventually going to transition to NXT.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
I made a video.
You made a video?
Yeah, I made a video. I just haven't. I edited it and everything. I just didn't upload it. It was with Connor, and we talked about this, about like how NXT would be affected by the draft, and I suggested this was just something that I fear might happen. When I called into the Taz show on Monday, I asked him about it. He doesn't think it's going to happen, but now I think it might actually happen because of how they portrayed NXT as this was the end of the beginning, its first era, so to speak. And I think because of the fact they tested some of we might actually be going into the quote-unquote tough enough era of NXT. I hate to say it, but I think some of those kids from who were in the last season of Tough Enough, we might see at least one of them by the end of this year on NXT.
Could very well be. Who
they did house shows live. They did live event. Well, not live, but they did house shows last year, so they have wrestled.
Of course, I think the house shows are meant to, hey, let's see what they got.
Exposure, yeah.
Let's see what reaction they get, and if it's a good reaction, let's tweak your character a little bit. For example, who is this chick from fucking Breaking Ground? Aaliyah, right? That Iranian girl.
Chick Kick.
Yeah, there you go, Chick Kick. Chick Kick. Fine. I still call her as Aaliyah, but fine, Chick Kick, right?
Well, that's her YouTube name, Steven. She's a YWC
Hall
member, living the dream.
Starting from the bottom, now we're here. Okay, so I'll guarantee you, hey, she had these ideas for her character, right? And all right, let's see what happens at the house show. We'll test this character out in house shows. If it's getting a buzz, great. We'll carry this on. If not, go back to the factory, work some things out, tweak it out, and we'll see what we get before we can debut you on the network and all that. That's just
he already debuted on the network.
I know, but what I'm referring to is
like on NXT, Dave.
Yes. No. She had a match on NXT.
Oh yeah,
already.
yeah.
But what I
like
but
actually I'm, like where she's a focus, not a jobber.
No, well,
she's. I mean, but what I was saying is
she lost, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
But what I'm referring to is let's see a reaction you get on the house shows before we can bring you out there to the main NXT audience, if you will.
Right.
But that's just that. But overall, let's get into this NXT Takeover at the end. Right? I thought overall, honestly, for all the talk there's being all of the rematch, Joe Balor, the cage, and Nakamura versus Aries, I gotta be honest. I thought this show. I know a lot of people are putting this show up on the moon. Like, oh, this show's fucking amazing. This is the shit. I gotta be honest. To me, this was like a C-.
Yeah, decent at best.
I'm not. To me, listen. It's up there. I mean, is it up there like in the top? No, it's in the middle. And I think Ecuador just scored another goal. So now, see, Peru dropped the ball. I'm going off, but it happens. But anywho, yeah, I thought overall this was. I'm not gonna go 3 out of 10. No, it's a C, like a 6 or 7, if you will, for me. What do you guys think, though? You guys. Chase, what do you think, Chase?
Decent. I don't like giving numbers or letter grades, really. I just like saying good, bad, decent, or great, or awesome, and stuff like that. But this was just decent. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I regret watching this on a Wednesday night. But at the same time, I was not like, oh, wow, I'm so glad I watched this. It was just kind of like, it was on. I watched it. It went by. That was it. It just wasn't one of their better takeovers. You know, like it definitely wasn't as good as Dallas. It definitely wasn't like I would say this was better than London. London I thought was pretty bad, and I think this was better than Respect, but I don't put it on the level of oh this was a great NXT Takeover show, just a decent one at best.
Yeah. What do you think, Mr. Davis? I know you are the NXT fanatic. Listen, out of all of us here, out of all of us, you
Yeah, I'm Mr. NXT slash Lucha Underground, which
yeah,
I missed because of Takeover, so I got to go back.
you yeah. So, in your honest opinion, hand on your chest, your honest thoughts on this takeover show before we get into every match here.
All right. I'm gonna use a system that they have on. There used to be a website called Spill.com, and they would rate movies and stuff. And how they would rate it is from full price to all the way to what they would call fuck you. Like fuck you is horrible. And then if it's beyond full price, it's better than sex. So it would go full price. Then you would have a matinee, a rental, and and so like that's the system. And I think if I had to like, I wouldn't pay if it was a regular pay-per-view. I wouldn't pay full price for it, but I think I wouldn't just buy. I wouldn't rent it. So it's like a matinee for me. It's in the middle. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. It was a decent letter grade. It's a C. It is a C. I had a good time. I sat down. I don't know about you guys. Did you guys have any like snacks like for because like when it comes to wrestling events, I do snacks and stuff. I did Wingstop. What did you guys do?
I just ate a taco salad.
Okay.
I ate pineapple and drink water.
Okay. Okay. Well, at least we got our snack on during the whole thing, and so that's
Which was kind of random, but okay. I mean, hey, listen, this is random, but I get it. I get it. I mean, but okay. That's our thoughts. Again, based off our opinion on the show. I'm reading the comments here. Straight Shooter NXT Takeover at the end was a decent show. There was some problem with the show, and the crowd was fucking ridiculous. And Nakamura vs. Aries, can they just shut up and watch the match? And this ain't Glee. I mean, you gotta understand. I mean, it's like Sami Zayn's theme, da 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 da.
No, that was just annoying. Those NXT fans were such assholes singing Nakamura. Stop. That theme song does not need to be seen. You just sit there and you appreciate how good it is.
I agree.
You fucking asshole.
You know what?
At the end of the day,
you assholes ruin enough for me. I don't need you guys ruining Nakamura's theme song for me.
Kevin Owens said
Shut
it
up,
best.
Soul University. I hope you guys get shut down. I hope NXT moves to a better facility. Fuck those fans, man. I'm sick and tired of them.
Kevin Owens said it best. Full Sail is spoiled. They're spoiled brats.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
fuck them.
They're completely spoiled, and so I if any arena. I don't like them, but I do want to say that like right when NXT when this ended, this event, and I was watching the new edition of Battleground or whatever or Breaking Ground that they have, and I didn't know that at Takeover Dallas when Asuka beat Bayley, Izzy was in attendance and she cried like a little bitch. I know she's a little kid, but it was like.
Way to spoil that for me because I didn't see Breaking Ground yet, and for anyone who didn't see Breaking Ground,
I didn't know if like that was actual footage in the pay-per-view, like if they caught that. But like, sorry about that. But that's
okay.
That's just like a Cartman licking what's his name's tears,
Okay. But besides all that, let's get into the actual. And I agree. What Chase said. The crowd. I get it. You pay a ticket. You have every right to do what you want to do. But just at times, I just wish that these fucks would just shut the fuck up. Just watch the match. Just watch it and fucking enjoy it for it. I mean, I get it. There's matches that will suck. But still, who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck if it's Barack Obama.
I agree with you there on that point because like they do the same thing now that what's his name debuted No Way Jose. They do the same thing with him. Like they Sami Zayn leaves, and they take the Sami Zayn type chant to do it for No Way Jose. So it's Jose, 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 Jose. Now they're doing that.
Okay. But reading the comments here, who else popped for Paul Ellering by Dynasty 214? We'll get into also in a bit. Angry Mark, I gave Takeover at the end at 3 out of 10. Ouch. I'll be honest, I didn't know who in the blue hell is Paul Ellering. I know he was some famous manager back in the day, which is cool. Straight shooter. I gave the NXT crowd this better than some WWE crowds like Nashville, but they're still annoying. I agree. Anywho, let's get into the pay-per-view, the fucking show. All right, it kicked off. I'm sorry?
Special event.
The special event on the WWE Network. I kicked off with the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger versus La Sombra, or Emil, what's his name now? Andrade, Cien, whatever, right?
Can we just call him La Sombra? That's easier.
I'll be honest, this was his debut match, and I'm going to say this right now, based off what I saw, this guy has bust written all over him.
Oh, yeah, bust all the way, man. Like, there's nothing really needing to be said about this match.
He should have kept the mask.
He should have.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just, like, decent at best. Like,
he came out looking like fucking Jesus.
I thought he looked like Camacho. I thought he looked like Eric Escobar for a little bit. I was like, why is Eric Escobar back?
He looked like a Venezuelan pimp. Another one, too.
I don't know. Yeah, he came out in that jumpsuit. That looked weird. I was like, why is he coming out in that? And then he just ripped it off, and he was wearing, like, the generic blue I'm a luchador tights. So it was just like, I don't know. I just didn't get any good feeling from him. Like, he was okay. He wasn't, like, terrible. But, like, I just didn't get, like, oh, he's a big deal. Like, you really signed this guy when there's other guys, like, out there maybe that are probably worth it. And his finisher was weak as fuck. Like, really? Like, we just saw a super kick on a turnbuckle, and you're telling me this guy's finisher is just a double knee? Like, that's it? That was kind of weak, man.
I was expecting, because, like, I read an article of, like, what to expect from this event before it happened. And when it came to reading about this guy, just hearing the words baseball slide DDT intrigued me. And I was like, okay, I need to see this happen as his finisher, because that's a move I would like. And I didn't see that at all. I know that might be a little bit dangerous, but if this is supposed to be WWE's equivalent of ROH, give it to me. And it's like, that's something not too many people can do. So it would have stood out, but it's like, I agree completely, Chase. That was a horrible finisher. It came out of what looked like the Alberto Del Rio return playbook. It sucked.
The Alberto Del Rio return playbook. That's unique in some weird way. I guess.
Because you know how he does it. Like, ever since he came back, he does that new finisher where he got you hanging and then he just jumps and stomps on you. It has that feel to it where it's like, yeah, he did it, but it like, I don't get that hurt. Like, if I was in attendance, I wouldn't be like, ooh, it's just, it happened.
Yeah, exactly, it happened. And again, one of those things, and I'll say this right now, I thought, to be honest, I get it, it's his debut, all you want, but I personally feel that Dillinger should have won this match. Who else feels that way here?
At this point,
no.
Listen.
I get it. Ty Dillinger's gained love by the hardcore fans because Cody Rhodes mentions he's awesome, and everyone is loving Cody Rhodes now. But I'm not gonna suck the dick of Ty Dillinger. It's a good profession.
It's not so much that. It's just like he's taken the place of Tyler Breeze. Where
he's taking that place of freaking CJ Parker, where CJ Parker would always be the job guy.
True.
Yeah,
it's just like you can only job to new debuting talent for so long, and then eventually that act is gonna get so predictable. I mean, this was predictable, but it's just like at some point the wheel has like don't just stick with what's going around and round, and like you got to break the habit. And booking should make it so this guy finally beats one guy who's debuting. Like, I almost forgot to mention, Apollo Crews, he had Moose with him on the way to the event from ROH.
That's terrific. We'll get into okay. That was random, but okay. Random, but okay.
Forgot to talk about that.
Random, but okay. But the point of the matter is, though, I personally felt that again, Dillinger should have won this match. Don't get me wrong. I don't see nothing big on Dillinger either. Like, nothing tells me that this gimmick that he had the perfect 10 will work on the main roster.
Funny. Like, it's funny.
It's funny, but I don't think it'll work on the main roster.
Yeah, it'll get over in smaller towns, but it won't get over in like the bigger towns.
Yeah, but this Andrade, I mean, listen, they gotta take him back to the developmental, give him a new look, give him the mask back, like you said, cause that
Yeah,
no.
or cut his hair, or just shave his head bald or something, because like his hair is just so
No.
weird.
You know what it reminds me of? You know, you go to those fine dining restaurants, you have like the little Mexican guy be in the water, people serving the water. That's what it
Let me
reminds
pour
me
you
of.
some water. Some
But some,
Yeah,
water.
he's like our waiter. He's not even like our waiter. He's just a guy that just gives us water.
yeah, that's what he reminds me of.
Okay.
But then we get into the next match. We get the tag team match. American Alpha, or we'll have to call the Steiner Brothers 2.0 versus the Revival. This, honestly, to me, was a match of the night.
Yeah, best match of the night. Not
It
even.
was
It's not even close. Not
it
even
was
close.
it was a really good match. Of any of the matches that I was shocked about, it was this one. I like shock value. I like the fact that they kept going back and forth, and it's just like those two teams have chemistry. And I think on any given day, except I mean, yeah, Dallas had a botch, but everybody botches
Dallas
at some
match was
point.
good still, though. It wasn't like it was
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. I'm just
It
saying
was a good
everybody
match. If anything, I would have had the women's title match. But come on,
second.
after
Yeah.
have second, or if not, I get you're not gonna put Nakamura and Aries in the set. You're not gonna do that.
No, that's got to be either second to last or right in the middle if he's not main eventing.
Yeah, but I thought
But
again, this was a very good match, back and forth action. I love the selling here. I liked how Jason Jordan, nah,
uh huh.
Gable, Chad Gable, Chad Gable. He was on the apron. I think was it one of the guys from the Revival,
Uh huh.
fucking Dawson or Dash and Waller, right? That's their names. Again,
Yeah,
I
that's their
don't.
names.
Again, I don't watch. And unlike a lot of people, I don't watch NXT on a weekly basis. I just tune in for the takeover shows. I'm being brutally honest when I say that right now. Hit him like an uppercut, and the guy like fell out and shit. The way he so that's just my opinion. But other than that, though, this match again just back and forth. Could have gone either way.
Yo, that reversal by Gable when he did that belly to belly in midair.
Yeah,
Fuck.
fuck
Crazy.
yeah, crazy shit.
Crazy.
Again, to me, the Steiner Brothers 2.0.
Mhm.
Steiner Brothers
Yeah.
2.0. There was a moment where they were doing the who. You got heard that, right? They were doing the
Yeah.
who.
Yeah, I
Oh,
heard that, Steven.
I'm like, yo, you might as well have these guys come on Leatherman jackets.
you
They
got you
kind of
got.
did. They came out in jumpsuits. They came out
Yeah,
with the
but
jumpsuit
yeah,
jackets.
but came out the Leatherman, come out with the
Well,
Michigan
the
State.
thing is, they're coming out more like Olympic gear and stuff like that,
Yeah.
not like old school high school gear. They're coming out more like because Gable's like an Olympic wrestler and
Mhm.
Jordan's a national level wrestler. But
Right.
the notes I got from this match was that Jason Jordan I think he'll do just fine on the main roster, and I think that the more experience he gets here, he's gonna do well. He has a beautiful T-bone suplex. He had two of them that were really, really good. Chad Gable just is such a fluid wrestler. He is very fluid, not very shaky at all. Like you'd be surprised like how long he's been in the ring. Like he's just a natural, I guess, when it comes down to it. Dash and Dawson also have improved mightily. They're not like the most cleanest guys, but they're able to work the style that works for them. I still don't think though Dash and Dawson. It's nothing against them. It's just more or less their look and how generic they are. They're just not going to be big on the main roster. I feel like
Uh,
they are perfect like guys like on NXT, but on the main roster level, I feel it'll just be harder for them to connect with some of the casual fans and for fans to really get what they're all about.
I get that. I get the vibe with the revival of correct me if I'm wrong on the pronunciation. Texas Catch Can. Like I kind of get that vibe from them, and I just think that I don't like them coming out in the jackets. I think I mean I'm not saying they're gonna go over on the main roster, but if they did, they got to come out looking way more rugged.
Yeah.
You know.
Reading
But
reading the
go ahead.
comments here. Me too, Steven, from the Straight Shooter. I don't watch NXT Weekly. I only watch when it's a takeover shows. And again, and like I said before, if you really want to get the best joy out of NXT, just watch takeover shows. Don't
Yeah,
watch the weekly
watching
shows.
it weekly just drives you insane. It just shows so many holes that the WWE has in writing.
Yeah. I see the and I'm reading the comments here, Straight Shooter. I see the potential in Chad Gable, not as a tag team wrestler, but as a singles wrestler, and I agree with that too. that guy, you give him a singles run,
Got charisma.
he could arguably be the next on the main roster. I could see him being the Intercontinental Champion within a year.
Intercontinental U.S. champion. He'll work either or mid-card champion. Like I said, he's very fluid. Like, you barely see him make mistakes. He's able to do all these cool little transitions. He uses a lot of amateur moves and makes them into his repertoire, but he doesn't make it boring. He does a really good job. He's just a fluid worker. But I feel like Jason Jordan, if they make it to the main roster, just because of size and look alone, he's definitely going to be the one that gets the main event push. But I don't know if like fans will turn against Jordan like they have like other guys that have done well in tag teams, and then when they became singles guys. Because the thing is, Jordan, we all know he's the good hot tag man, but I think he's far better. Like, he'll be far better as a singles competitor than Colin Cassidy would ever be. Like, if Big Cass got into a singles push, I don't think Big Cass would do as well. Where I think Jason Jordan, he'll do just fine.
Yeah, I hear you.
Just a few more years as a tag team wrestler, just to get more experience under his belt, to work with other guys and stuff like that. I think he'll be.
The only thing is, and I mean, this is why, like, the pairing of Jordan and Gable is just like, I feel like when they paired the two together, Gable, he has more of that confidence on the microphone, and it's just like, I feel like now that they're together, Jordan, he's becoming more comfortable to express himself. You know how, like, we didn't really see much of a character with Big E Langston until he joined New Day, and now look at him, he's able to be himself. Be goofy, express himself, and I think that's playing a big role in these two guys as a tag team. Because if it early on as a tag team, if they just got pushed up and then they broke up, I think, like you said, I think Gable, he's going to be in a good point. By even though Jordan's got the look, I think not being able to cut a promo could affect him. But it's like, I think a few more years as a tag team, he's going to get it down. And my moment of the night with that match, the transition into the stereo ankle lock, I think that was amazing.
I still think the belly to belly was the best spot.
Yeah, I agree. And with all that, and at the end of it, it seemed like, hey, American Alpha were gonna retain. They went with their finisher, their amplitude. What do they call that finisher? Davey, I know you're the NXT guy. What do they call that finisher? Amplitude and something.
Yeah, something amplitude, but they originally wanted it. If not that, they were going to call it the Omegaplex, and so that's what I'm calling it, because so Alpha Omega.
They were going to go for that, and they got countered. And the Revival are now
it's their finisher.
Yeah, they're now the new tag team champions. It just when it seemed like it was all over, you see two individuals. So Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, they're in the ring, right? They're consoling one another, and out of nowhere, from the crowd came these two big guys that could be arguably, a poor man club security at some local nightclub. That's the vibe I got. That? What happened? No, that's what.
Say that.
That's what they look like. That's
no, I know. It's just like
Chase. Am I the only one that thought that when they came out?
What?
These guys look like bouncers from like some poor down nightclub.
They look like bouncers. Actually, I found out one of them is actually a former Bellator fighter, and the other is a former like super heavyweight something. I don't know what he did, but he's like a former super heavyweight something.
Oh, okay. Like shoot fighter or something.
I guess
no, he's like lifting. I think I don't know.
Okay.
I forgot the thing.
Power lifter.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, there were two big dudes just beating up American Alpha. Paul Ellering came out, and then the fans were chanting, "Who are you? Who are you?"
Okay,
so
no.
Fuck you, Full Sail. Hope you close down. And
right.
Steven, they were chanting it. They weren't chanting it earlier. They chanted it once Paul Ellering came out. Who are you? So fuck Full Sail. Hope you close down. Yeah, you don't respect wrestling history. You only care about your indie pieces of shits. And yeah, fuck you. But Paul Ellering, if you guys do not know, is a great manager.
Precious
Paul Ellering managed the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, whatever you want to call them, Animal and Hawk, for many years. And I think he was a good fit for these two big guys who we don't know the names of or what their team is.
No, they're being called. They were apparently given a name. Connor said on his stream, I forgot what the fuck he was calling it earlier. Something punishment. I don't know. Guys in the chat.
I didn't like the tag team finisher either. It looked like too much like the club's finisher.
Guys in the chat.
They did two finishers.
Guys in the chat, if you can find out what's the new tag team that attacked Gable and Jordan, let us know in the chat. All right.
Yeah, I thought it was TM61 Will-O-Wisp. I thought that was the new tag team. I thought that was your
No,
name.
that's
The Mighty
the
Don't
two
Kneel.
Australian guys,
The Mighty
the
Don't
mighty
Kneel.
don't kneel. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
TM61.
TM61 Will-O-Wisp. If you guys get that reference, let me know.
Yeah.
I kind of do. But
After, but yeah, I thought that again, I agree. If the whole who are because personally, I think the whole who are you would rent to those two guys. That's my opinion. Now, if it was for Paul Ellering, yeah, I think it's a big fuck you to Full Sail Universe. I say fuck you, Full
Well, they
Sail.
were chanting it once he came out. That's why I say that.
I mean, again,
maybe they didn't know who all three of them are.
okay, you don't have
Well,
to know
that's
all
still
three.
disrespectful that you don't. That's disrespectful then if you don't know who Paul Ellering is.
It's like okay, you know what this is like if that's the case, right? Okay, imagine a local soccer youth league, right? Whatever, and in comes Pelé, and everyone's like, "Who the fuck are you?" Just imagine that.
That would suck.
That would suck. Of course, it would.
That was like Booker when The Rock said that to Booker T on Raw. Who in the blue hell are you?
Yeah, but overall, I think again that match was a good match. Just what happened at the end, and then we get Nia Jax versus Asuka for the women's title.
Wait
No.
a second.
I'm sorry. We get Austin Aries and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh.
Okay, I get it. A lot of you will mark out for Shinsuke Nakamura, and so will I. Okay. Yes, this was a quote-unquote dream match. I think it was Corey Gracie on commentary. Just think about all these guys all over the world crossing paths, but now they're on NXT. They can see the dream matches. Honestly, I don't look at this like a dream match. To me, it was not. Yes, it was a very decent match, but to me, Nakamura versus Zayn was 100 times better than Aries versus Nakamura.
Oh yeah. That's no debate. I felt Austin Aries was really he was amazing tonight. I felt he controlled this match very well. He was a great in-ring general. Like Shinsuke Nakamura is still great. I'm not trying to say Shinsuke was bad in this match, but he really just didn't really do all that much. Shinsuke was kind of just like, all right, I'll hit my counter moves and everything like that. But I felt that Austin Aries really was the one who told the story, drove the audience a certain way. I felt he was in full control of this match, and this is why he's such an amazing worker. He's able to do stuff just like that. Felt like he slowed it down a little bit too much, though, at times. But I still think Austin Aries was just amazing tonight and simply the best worker on tonight's show, without a doubt. Dude was just phenomenal, and he did a good job. The only spot that I questioned was when the count-out was going on. Why did he do the suicide dive? That made no sense to me. Like, just wait for the count-out to play out. I felt that was kind of a little bit rushed, maybe to rush to the ending. But yeah, it was just a good match. It wasn't like anything like special or mind-blowing. Like, I've seen better matches, you know. It was okay.
Yeah, I hear you. It was an okay match. But
I just want to throw out there, like guys like Shinsuke Nakamura is not going to go out there and hit home runs every single time. It's like not every baseball player hits a freaking home run every single time. You know, Shinsuke Nakamura can have good matches. It's not an insult. It's not like, oh, it wasn't a great or phenomenal match. Like, not every match of his is going to be great or phenomenal.
No,
it all depends on the certain situation that he's in. And really, to be honest, he really just kind of Roman Reigns this match. If you think about it, he just like
phone it
got
in,
beat.
like phone it in, like fuck this, get this shit over
with. No, he Roman Reigns where he just did his signature moves and that was it. Like you know, like when like sometimes Roman Reigns will just Roman Reigns it, where he'll just do his signature moves and that's it. That's all he needs to do, and it's fine. That's what Shinsuke did, and that's fine. If he just wants to do his signature moves, I have no problem with him doing that. He's still a great performer. I'm not trying to take away anything from him, but it just felt like he was just like, yeah, you know what? I'll just do my kicks, do a couple of these things, and that's it. And it's like, okay, but he's not bad. Like, I don't think Roman Reigns is bad because he just wants to hit his signatures and go home. Good. You know, like the thing that annoys me is like when you get a Cena match, and Cena gets beat down the whole time, and then later on he just does the come back like it's nothing, and he shrugs it off. At least Roman Reigns and Shinsuke sell their injuries. They like go like, oh man, I'm hurt and stuff like that.
Yeah. Another thing, I think the main thing that was annoying was the crowd. Da 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 da.
Dude,
fucking annoying.
Disrespectful. Just stop.
not
Oh my God.
I don't want to say disrespectful. Like I said earlier, I get it.
It was disrespectful. It was annoying.
I get it.
It seemed like they did not care about the story that Austin Aries was trying to tell. Like they were just saying, they're shitting on Austin Aries.
They are.
Because you got to remember, a lot of these college kids that was facing they don't give a shit about storytelling. A lot of them are all diehard indie fans. Again, nothing wrong with that either. Nothing's wrong with that. But you gotta know when is the moment to mark the fuck out. That's what I'm saying. But again, I thought that whole theme song shit was fucking annoying.
No.
But again, I thought this match, for what it was, a very solid match. But I seen better. If this was their attempt to follow Zayn versus Nakamura, then they dropped the ball on that.
I agree.
I think we all know what's the next direction in Brooklyn, which we're going to get into at the end. But overall, that's my take on that. We get a backstage segment with William Regal being interviewed, right? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
And as he's being interviewed, we see walking behind him Bobby Roode. Walking into Regal's office with a cup of coffee in his hand. There was talks of him being at Full Sail. There was the idea, hey, he might in some way, shape, or form be involved in the world title match, maybe even the Austin Aries match. Now, I'll be very honest. I get a lot of people might be pissed off that didn't happen, but honestly, I don't mind it.
Yeah, I thought it was just a waste of Bobby Roode appearance. Like, he's just walking backstage like some loser, and he's wearing a suit, and it's like, oh, it's Bobby Roode. How the fuck am I supposed to know who that is? Like, if I'm just someone casually just watches WWE wrestling, they didn't do a good job. They didn't do a good job like telling me who Bobby Roode is. He's important because William Regal had to stop an interview with some random chick that I don't even know.
There you go, Bobby Roode.
Steve.
Corey Graves. It's Bobby Roode.
Steve.
What?
Hey, Kevin Owens he just posted on Twitter. Also, the Full Sail Arena chanting "Who are you?" at Paul Ellering is a great example of why I don't want to wrestle there anymore.
Good for him. Good for him. In the comments here, we have Dynasty 215. I look like the Hit Squad on steroids. The Angry Mark. Imagine Babe Ruth walking to Yankee Stadium and people going, "Who are you?" Also, Aries Nakamura was match of the night, but that's not really saying much considering the show was shit. I wouldn't go that far.
About the Nakamura thing, because I didn't give 2 cents.
The Acer 500, Acer 5000, Full Sail crowd though. Damn, it was boring in the most of the match. I felt the chemistry was off. Only Austin Aries and Nakamura tried to tell a story, and it's the same old shit. Honestly. Oh yes, shooter. I agree. By Angry Mark. But overall, listen, Bobby Roode coming in. We'll get into. I honestly, again, I don't mind what they're doing. I don't mind the cameos like that. I don't mind it because it's different. The last thing you want to do is put him out there. Oh my God, it's Bobby Roode.
Right.
So then we get the co-main event of the evening: Asuka versus Nia Jax. Okay, I'll be honest. This Asuka, we all know she's talented. She's beautiful. She can go out there and tear the house down. But I gotta say, this match was a little flat to me. This match was way too flat.
Nia Jax should not be getting women's title matches anymore, dude. She is disappointed in both of her attempts. Like, and it's not like Nia Jax is facing trash out there. She's facing Bayley and Asuka, two of the better. Wait, what did you say, Dave?
Chase, I just had a quick question because
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm not talking about the actual thing that they portrayed on NXT of like Bayley's neck injury of why she didn't have the match. Who did Bayley wrestle at a house show to get that leg injury that like legit cut her from this? Because she had a slight leg injury and like they pulled her.
I don't know. Maybe it was a tag team match. I don't follow NXT house show reports.
I don't, because I'm just trying to think if Nia had anything legit to do with that, or it was just a bad match with Eva Marie.
I'm just saying, like, Nia Jax, she's just not ready at all for these women's title shots. Like, they're kind of giving her and like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, It's just like Roman Reigns. He's Samoan and he gets those, and he's not ready. It's like this is not even comparable. Reigns at least has been polished enough to wrestle a main event style match. Nia Jax is not ready to wrestle a big time women's match, man. She's faced off against Bayley and Asuka, and really, those are the two worst women takeover matches. And it's like she's wrestling against two of the better women. It's not like Bayley and Asuka are like terrible female wrestlers. Right. It's just they don't know how to work around her. They're trying to work with her and trying to do something, but man, she's just like the way she hits her moves. There's like no impact. She's a power wrestler, and there's no impact in any of her moves. She's just not ready to be in a championship match. Like they need to just trust Alexa Bliss, someone else in this situation, because really, to be honest here, she's just not ready. She's just not. And I'm not trying to say she sucks or she has no potential. She has potential. I'm just saying she's not ready in the sense of like you already saw from the London match, she wasn't ready. This match alone should just prove to you need to push her to the side, just make her a muscle for someone. Because, like, honestly, if you really wanted to, if you wanted the big Samoan bitch that dominates NXT, Tamina would have been a better option than Nia Jax, because Tamina is at least ready enough to put on a decent enough match. Like, this match just wasn't interesting. It played just like the Bayley match. It was just like the Bayley match where Bayley got her ass kicked for the most time, and then all of a sudden they hit her signature finisher, and then bam, that was it. I was like, ugh.
Well, do you think like she's at least TV ready, or do you think they pushed her onto the TV too soon because of her size?
She's fine for TV.
Do you mean
I'm just saying, like, going for the women's championship, she's not ready.
Okay.
Like, I'm all good. Want to give her a shot for the women's title, but not at a pay-per-view event.
Because they put her in that muscle position before with Eva Marie, and I mean that was good if you're 100% trying to generate heel heat, but it's just like. I hear what you're saying completely. She's not ready. Yeah. It's like telling an A-list actor, okay, make a good movie with someone who just started acting classes. Yeah. And it's just like, how are you supposed to... it's the person who is the best has to make someone else look good, but they're not even giving their all. Like, they're just learning right then and there. And it's just like, that's how it is, and... So that's why those two matches, they're like blah. But it's like, I unfortunately feel like she's going to be next in line. Like, she's winning that title eventually.
Well, yeah, no, she's going to win it. I'm just saying she's not ready to deliver the women's championship performances we expect on NXT. Like, her matches are just going to be the same, where it's just going to be, oh, I'm going to beat you down, and you're going to try to come back, but I will either beat you, or you come back and you beat me. And it's like, I don't want to watch that. Like, if I want to watch it, I'll just go watch old Big Show matches and get better results, because Big Show actually hits his moves with impact. Like, I don't want to watch that with Nia Jax. I don't.
All right. So then we get into the main event of the evening. All right. The main event of the evening. Samoa Joe, Finn Balor steel cage match. I like how they had the cage set up. I like
from the entrance.
From the entrance. No, talk about the steel cage setup.
Oh yeah.
I like how they had it hung.
Like it was about to break.
Yeah, it did. It looked like about to break, but I liked how they had it like set up though, like hanging there and shit from the top. It just came down. I like that. But
it folded. It folded in, right?
It did look like it was about to break. It did look like if someone were to get speared roughly into that shit would have broken. That's the vibe I got from it. But other than that, though, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, they went out there. Finn Balor had some new paint job. No longer rocking the black and the red, now the black and the white. Where did I see that before? Joe came out, and overall, I thought it was a very, very good match. All right, these two guys went out there, did the usual stuff for what it was, and I sort of knew, Joe's gonna retain. I knew that already. The whole thing was, Samoa Joe hit Finn Balor with the muscle buster from top. Well, they tried to get top of the cage, but it really wasn't. Top of the apron, top turnbuckle, if you will. But according to, oh my god, that's the biggest muscle butt I've seen in my life. I'm like, no, it wasn't, bro. Come on, shut the fuck up. But other than that, Joe retains. And do you guys now think that Finn Balor, see what you did, Chase?
Balor
is moving up to the main roster
to join most the club, likely,
to take over the club or
fight against the club. I don't know. Here's what I gotta say about the match itself. I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought it was okay. it was a fine main event. It wasn't like anything though that blew me away. It wasn't like, oh wow, this was worthy of a main event. It just kind of felt like, it was okay. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, I just feel they don't have good chemistry. Like their chemistry is just kind of like, I don't know, it's hit or miss. It's not like a clean chemistry. Like some moments they look clean together, then other moments they just look sloppy and choppy and everything like that. So Joe though winning, that was a great decision. Finally, this Finn Balor Triple H golden child loses, which is awesome. Tired of the Triple H golden children always getting what they want. Well, no more crying, Finn Balor. You're going to go up to the main roster and make more money. But you know, I don't feel like he should join the club. Maybe fight against the club, but not join the club because, really, to be honest, you've been forcing this idiot down my throat. Like, oh, he's the greatest, one of the greatest of all time, the best future of the WWE, yada yada yada, and then he just becomes a mid-carder bitch to AJ Styles on the main roster. Like, that's a great future. I would love to get bossed around by AJ Styles. Whoop-de-doo. I honestly think that he should just come out and say like, oh, your club is not how it used to be. You know, the Balor Club, the real Balor Club, or the real Bullet Club, whatever the fuck he wants to call it, was much better than this trash now. And he becomes a base facing AJ. Like, just him joining the club, it'll just be like, so you forced this idiot down my throat for this reason to be a mid carder on whatever brand he gets elected to? No thanks, I'm good.
What do you think,
I
Mr.
think
Sack?
I think that with Balor, well, one match was good. It wasn't the best of the three. It was not. I do like the concept. It wasn't a steel cage. Seeing a super muscle buster was cool. However, one thing that they kind of played off the chemistry of the past two matches was like prior to the house show was was the concept of like how Balor was winning, like how he was retaining. He was barely escaping the muscle buster. Second match, he hits Joe hits the muscle buster, but he escapes the Kakina clutch. Like it was never fully locked in, you know. So it gave you that idea that eventually this guy's gonna lose to like it. I don't know if it's just me. I felt this match Samoa Joe should have tapped out Finn Balor. It should have happened that way, and because and I think it would have meant more. A lot more people would have been more devastated, uh, having it be that it was him as the demon tapping out. You know, it wasn't just a similar repeat of what, because that's one thing that I don't like about Full Sail. All right, when Takeover Brooklyn happened, uh, they felt. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I love the Iron Woman match that they did between Sasha Banks and Bayley, but they felt like they had to deliver that same feel of Takeover Brooklyn to Full Sail because it's Full Sail, and I don't like the fact that they kind of delivered that shock value moment of let's do the Muscle Buster so Joe wins. That happened at a house show, which like that broke news, you know. Why that has to just instantly be okay? That's how. Let's just one up that finisher to give that to Full Sail. You know, it 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 broke the story of like the chemistry they were trying to build over time. That's just me.
Okay, so that's your opinion. That's fine. But that was takeover. That was takeover. Dallas. Takeover to the end. Now we go to now we go to respect. I'm getting respect. No, we go to Brooklyn now. I guess that's the next one. Tickets go on sale this Saturday. I'm gonna try to get some tickets. I don't know when, but if anything, they'll probably StubHub them if anything. But what I do know, I guarantee is gonna happen. Samoa Joe Nakamura is happening.
You really thinking that?
They're gonna have to do it then. I mean, they'll probably do a throwaway match.
What else would they do? Like,
I mean,
Joe seems like
Joe
a better.
Rude.
No.
Well, yeah. Why do I want to? Okay, I'm trying to avoid watching some TNA crap. Why would I want to go watch TNA on NXT?
It's not that I want it.
Why would you want to call it TNA NXT? We might as well just call it TNA.
It's not that I want that to happen. It's just like I have that vibe, like
NXT,
kind of like
Bobby
premonition.
Roode doesn't seem like a backstage politician where he's like, "Hey guys, I need to fight for the title." No, maybe you could do Bobby Roode versus Austin Aries.
Could be.
I don't think the Aries Nakamura feud is over. And
I think it is.
I didn't give my thoughts on that match, but I will say this about that match: Austin Aries needed the win, even if he cheated. If they weren't gonna put Bobby Roode in to cause interference, Austin
You
Aries.
gotta understand, dude. You
No,
gotta
I
understand.
understand. I understand why Shinsuke won.
You gotta look at it from a marketing perspective. You gotta remember, we're talking about SummerSlam weekend, the second biggest weekend for WWE after WrestleMania.
Right.
You know, a lot of people from all over the world, from Europe and Japan and Asia, are going to be traveling to New York to go to Brooklyn for those 3 shows.
You got a good point.
And if you really want people, the selling point here, you give Shinsuke Nakamura versus Samoa Joe, a Japanese guy, an Asian guy. That's the selling point here.
You think they might, because they haven't done this in a while, you think they might do a 4-way?
No. Here's the thing. You want to just keep it a one-on-one match. And the thing is this, too. You forget, David, they're also competing with probably the second biggest MMA event this year in UFC 202. McGregor versus
yeah, that's the same night. Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, if they want to go Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode, sure, do some TNA shit, go right ahead. I'm still not going to watch because UFC is going to be more of a priority. And I know Steven's like, well, the fight is at a different time. Steven, you forgot about prelims. What if the prelims are also stacked? And CM Punk could fight on the prelims, too. So just saying, they counteract with Punk on the prelims.
I know, but we'll see what happens. I got to find it. I don't know yet. I don't know. But what I do know, speaking, because it's funny to talk about UFC now, it's been confirmed this past Saturday per Ariel Helwani, and then via the UFC promo that they aired at UFC 199.
Poor Ariel.
Well, he's back now.
He's
good.
He's back.
That's good.
He got lifted. His ban got lifted.
He pretty much just victim card his way back to getting his credentials back.
I mean, we'll get into that, I guess, in a little bit, if you want. I don't know. But it's been confirmed that Brock Lesnar will be fighting at UFC 200 on July 9th. As you all know, UFC 200 will be taking place literally in a couple of weeks, literally in a month from now, if you will. A month from tomorrow. This is tomorrow's date. And it's literally their WrestleMania weekend. International Fight Week is their WrestleMania weekend. They're going to be debuting at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. You have John Jones, Daniel Cormier 2. You have Jose Aldo versus Frankie Edgar 2. You have Miesha Tate versus Amanda Nunes. And now you have Brock Lesnar. You found out Monday he's fighting Mark Hunt.
Oh, man. And they got to... do you think the promotion for SummerSlam is going to start there? Because I've heard word that there might be some cross-promotion.
I did hear that too. Here's how I look at it too. As you all know, listen, Brock is under contract with WWE. But apparently Brock had in his contract.
No, he did not have it in his contract, Steven.
Okay, he didn't have it.
WWE did a negotiation.
Okay, they did a negotiation.
Through arm wrestling?
No.
That's what Brock said.
So pretty much, yeah. There's put it this way. Let's put it like this, right? WWE and UFC are co-promoting UFC 200. Let's put it like that. There's people that are saying it's a stupid idea. WWE's killing wrestling. I don't look at it in that way. I look at this. Okay, they are trying to get
UFC.
I'm sorry.
Where was this news announced, Steven? Are you just making shit up?
What happened?
WWE is promoting UFC 200?
No. This is how I look at it. No, this is how I look at it. I said this is how I look at it.
Because you said you're saying that WWE's co-promoting. They're not co-promoting shit. They're just letting one of their talents fight.
No, but here's how I look at it, okay? They announced it on Twitter, social media. Yeah, he's fighting on July 9th. I guarantee you the day of the fight, they're going to mention it on Twitter. I guarantee you, coming up on Raw in a couple weeks, which probably they didn't do this week, they're going to mention, yeah, Brock's fighting. They're going to mention it. They are. You know they are. Now, that's what I'm referring to. In some way, shape, or form.
But Steven, that's not co-promoting. Co-promoting is when both entities agree to host an event. That's called cross-promoting, what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. You guys think there's going to be cross-promotion, like UFC is going to promote SummerSlam?
Promoting, that means WWE is also hosting UFC 200.
Okay, they're cross-promoting through social media. all right?
Okay.
And a lot of people, and I've heard this from people, oh, WWE's killing wrestling with this shit. Honestly, I don't look at it that way. The way I look at it, okay,
This, like, Steven, I swear to God, I don't know where you hear some
you'd
of
be
this shit.
surprised. So through the Twitter, I've been hearing, oh, what the
The
fuck?
Twitter.
But the way I look at it, this is my honest opinion. You're gonna get eyeballs from wrestling fans on the UFC product, and in another way, vice versa. A lot of the MMA fans will have eyeballs on WWE. Because what's coming up in a couple of weeks, in a couple of months this summer? SummerSlam.
I wanted to talk about that.
Now, there's been talks of people saying, oh, Ronda Rousey coming for WrestleMania. I even heard talks of Paige Van Zandt. Honestly, I want to see Ronda more than Paige. I get why Paige Van Zandt, because she fucking took part of Dancing with the Stars. But in reality, let's be real about it. A lot of people will give more of a fuck for Ronda Rousey than Paige Van Zandt.
Well, what I heard was that the deal was that UFC gets Brock Lesnar for one fight and possibly more fights in the future, and WWE can get some UFC talent in exchange. Like Paige Van Zandt and Ronda Rousey are the two main ones that they want mostly on WWE TV.
Ooh, I'm okay with that.
I mean, the comment here, the worst type of cross promotion was TNA and Wrestle 1 for Bound for Glory 2014.
Oh, don't even remind me.
That was a co-promotion. That was a co-promotion.
Yeah, that was cool.
You guys not? I swear, do people not look up definitions of promotions?
I'm sorry.
The one thing that the one thing I want to talk about in regards to this whole Brock Lesnar UFC thing is how it will affect, because this could, in a way, depending, who's the opponent he's facing again? Mark Hunt's. Okay. Everybody says there's a good chance Mark Hunt's going to beat him. And I can agree. It can happen. And then I thought about it. Just hear me out. I thought about it. And it's like, how can that affect? Because he did an interview on ESPN, Brock Lesnar, talking about why he's returning. And there was confirmation that he will wrestle at SummerSlam. And I just thought about it. It's like, okay, 200 is going to come way before SummerSlam. So I'm just like, win or lose, how is this going to affect the Brock Lesnar image coming back? Now, if he wins, I look at it like this. It'll still be he's the dominant force of everywhere. Who's going to be the guy to stop him? However, if Mark beats him, then whoever they have the guy built to beat Brock Lesnar clean or whatever, most likely Roman Reigns, can finally cut that promo and say, you know what? You are beatable. You're human. I can beat you. And then it just happens. What do you guys think?
Well, you're saying Roman versus Mark Hunt?
I think the main thing is with the Brock Lesnar thing is this. At the end of the day, the UFC is making more money with Brock than the WWE is. So the UFC is the real winners in this exchange. Because they're getting Brock Lesnar and they're going to make a shit ton of money for UFC 200. WWE is nowhere going to make the same amount of money that they would with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam as UFC is with Brock Lesnar at UFC 200. So that's why I'm saying that the real winners, no matter what, win or lose for Brock Lesnar, it doesn't hurt him as a wrestler, as a character. He's fine. All these wrestling fans say, what if he gets knocked out? Okay, he's fighting fucking Mark Hunt. It's not like Brock Lesnar is fighting Seth Petrozelli and he just gets his ass beat. No, he's fighting a legit fighter who has one of the best fights you will ever see against Antonio Bigfoot Silva. Not like Mark Hunt's some loser in MMA. His record may not look that pretty, but Mark Hunt's a legit piece. And so I feel a lot of people need to look at it and just say to themselves, hey, Brock Lesnar, he went on to WWE to UFC. He's a former UFC champion. He beat Randy Couture. He beat Frank Mir. I'm just saying is this.
And Shane Carwin.
How many WWE superstars we know can actually go say they did what Brock did? How many WWE superstars can make that transition? Not a lot of people can. So if everyone can, then everyone would. Because UFC, you could probably make more money than being a WWE superstar. So.
Exactly. And I heard Brock's getting a shitload of money off this event. He's making a shitload of money. The modern day Tank Abbott by Dynasty 215.
Tank Abbott, no, you didn't.
I mean, listen. Overall, it's going to be a very interesting fight. There are people that are saying, oh, Mark Hunt might fucking phone the fight in, throw it in and shit. I don't look at him that way.
Mark Hunt's, I think, out of all the guys they chose, Mark Hunt was a good person to choose because he's not that type of person.
Yeah.
He
Listen,
just goes in and fights.
exactly. Listen, honestly, I see Mark winning this fight. And a stand now, can Brock take him down? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Brock can take this guy down. But everyone needs to remember, Brock is known to having a glass jaw. He's known to having a
No,
glass
really.
stomach, glass body.
Brock can take a punch. Okay, so you're insulting Cain Velasquez's power, is what you're trying to tell me, Steven.
Not insulting. Let's face it, yo, Brock Kane fucking murked him.
No, okay. Brock Lesnar stood Shane Carwin like it was nothing.
Yeah, and Shane almost fucking dropped. Shane dropped and almost
Yeah,
fucked him up.
but Shane Carwin finished the job. She's a harder puncher than Cain Velasquez.
All right, fair enough.
Brock's jaw is not made out of glass. I think Brock just doesn't like getting hit that much.
Yeah.
But also, let's put into perspective too. This is going to be the most healthiest Brock Lesnar we've seen in the UFC.
Yep.
Because remember, all those other times he had that diverticulitis.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, again, this is so entertaining right now. Like, think about this: the fact that this is co-main eventing 200. So in a way, you're Frankie Edgar, Jose Aldo, Misha Tate, man. What the? Hey, listen, it's Brock Lesnar we're talking about. It's fucking Brock. You know what I mean?
No. Dana White's showing Conor McGregor. You want to talk about you being the pay-per-view king? Brock Lesnar is the biggest draw in MMA history. I don't care what anyone says. This guy is the biggest draw. Conor McGregor may hold all these gate records and stuff, but hey, dude, if Dana White actually charged the ticket prices that he did for Brock Lesnar that he does for McGregor's little ass, oh, Lesnar would break those and crush those little records McGregor has. UFC's trying to show Conor, really, UFC 200 won't be successful without you? LOL, here's Brock Lesnar, our biggest draw ever in the sport. Not you, you little munchkin. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, let's be real here. This is Brock Lesnar's first ever super stacked card he's ever been on. How many cards McGregor has been on where it's like, oh, it's a stacked card. Oh, that card's super stacked. That has 3 fights that are worth a damn. Brock Lesnar, like, all his cards when he fought Shane Carwin. Chris Lieben versus Yoshiro Akiyama. Really? Are you going to really try to sit here and tell me? Are you literally going to try to sit here and tell me that Yoshiro Akiyama and Chris Lieben was another reason why people bought UFC 116? Nope. Main reason? Brock Lesnar. Lesnar and Cain Velasquez. Lesnar and Velasquez was the only fight worth a damn on that card. There was no one else worth a damn. I think Jake Shields fought on that card, but I don't remember anything else about that card.
Tito fought Matt Hamill, and he beat him.
Oh wow! What a great fight, Tito Ortiz and Matt Hamill. That's gonna help Brock Lesnar out. No, Brock Lesnar sold all his cards he got a fight with Heath Herring that got like over 800,000 pay-per-view buys. Heath Herring! He wasn't even the main guy. So I'm just saying, man, for all you people out there who just being real here, Lesnar's a draw, no matter what you say.
Of course. He's a prize fighter.
The prize fighter, motherfucker. Can you see me now? Can you see me now?
Dude, that was like one of the best promos ever.
This literally shit's on this shit's on 190. What was it, 189? That they're trying to do 194. This shit's on all of them, in my opinion. It's time. I can't wait. I mean, people say, "Oh, Paul Heyman." No, Paul Heyman will not be. He'll be there, but he's not gonna do his promo. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not happening.
Fans' fixation though that Paul Heyman's gonna be there.
That's wrestling fans for you, bro. That's what wrestling fans.
Yeah, it's what the wrestling fans want, and that like a lot of them, because it's Brock Lesnar. Just like when Lesnar debuted, a lot of wrestling fans jumped ship to watch UFC just because of Brock Lesnar, and that's gonna happen again. You know, so this is how UFC is.
Brock Lesnar would fight in the UFC again before CM Punk ever debuted. That's hilarious.
Speaking of CM Punk, he's actually debuting at 202, from what I've heard.
I know, that's what I'm saying though, Steven. Like, Lesnar's debuting 2 events before him, and we never thought Lesnar would be back in the UFC.
He came out of retirement, and Punk still hasn't debuted. That's ouch. Out of retirement.
Exactly.
I
can't wait though. I'm excited as a fight fan. I can't wait. Also, the fact that Fedor's fighting also this month too against Fire Maldonado in Russia. It's going to be airing on Fight Pass as well.
Wonder Boy.
Since we're talking about fights and stuff,
can you imagine? No. Imagine now The icing, the final thing. You thought Brock was the cherry on the cake. Now you want that icing. GSP versus they put in GSP.
GSP versus Anderson Silva.
Yep.
Because remember, Silva said he's ready to fight at 200. He still wants to fight at 200.
At middle catch weight at 180 or 177.
You know what? Also would be a good icing. Michael Bisping didn't get hurt during their Luke Rockhold. Anderson's ready to fight Bisping Silva too for the middleweight title.
Exactly. Hey Steven, does that taste delicious? If I guess so. Is Hamill say?
You were crunching your wrapper like really fucking loud. Might as well.
Sorry, I was eating ice cream here. Sorry.
Did you make a video earlier in the week addressing what happened?
They're at Hawani?
No. On Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. We were just talking about MMA and fights and stuff. So I just want to shout out, R.I.P. our main man Kimbo.
Oh yeah, Kimbo. Kimbo. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. So yeah, it was crazy. This happened literally 2 days ago, right? This happened 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Kimbo Slice passed away 2 days ago. Phil Hart.
Yeah, Phil Hart. It sucks. When you think about it too, when I think of Kimbo, he was a street fighter that got a lot of attention on the sport of MMA.
Yeah.
Street fighters.
That's his
I
legacy.
don't care what anyone says about Kimbo. He wasn't a great fighter. No one's going to remember Kimbo Slice for being the greatest fighter ever. But when it comes down to being an influence to UFC, MMA, and just in general of what happened to the sport and how it evolved, Kimbo Slice is a big name to it, man. He's the reason why MMA is at the platform it's at today, man. So it's a shame.
Think of this. Think about this. Kimbo Slice was on the cover of ESPN magazine.
Wow.
At one time. Before being signed to the UFC, when he was fucking fighting cans in Elite XC, this guy was on the cover of ESPN magazine.
For me, Kimbo has always been I always considered him an MMA personality. He had his own vibe to him of yeah, I'm a badass, and that. That's cool and all, and we know where he came from. He did the street fighting, and that was his story. It's just this is the guy who went from fighting in the streets, videotaping it, and you've seen fights here and there on YouTube or wherever, all the way up to I got out the hood of fighting in the streets to fighting in the ring, and it's just he made it, and it's just that's inspiration for anybody who wants to get to that level. It's just hit the gym, train at a dojo or whatever. It may be small time, but if you stick with it, you can get there, So it's that's what I get from Kimbo Slice, So yeah, it does suck. I don't want to fully throw it out there, but a part of me wants to say this could happen due to steroids. What do you think?
I don't know about that, dude.
I don't know if it was steroids. I think it may have been other drugs besides steroids because there was a report that came out that Kimbo Slice's doctor told him that he needed a heart transplant surgery. So
Monday when he got rushed to the hospital, he needed a heart transplant.
No, the doctor told him his heart was failing and he needed a transplant, and Kimbo thought his doctor was lying to him.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's sad. It's sad what happened to him. But you know what? End of the day, though, you know what? Like I said, to me, Kimbo was a guy that pretty much made the sport more mainstream.
Yeah,
more
that's true.
I remember watching back in 2007. He was fighting in Miami, right? There was a fight that I saw. He fought this guy, and it was backyard shit, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He fucked up this guy's eyeball, where the eye came out the socket. It was hanging on the side. I don't know if it's still on YouTube. It's probably not. I could be wrong on that, but that's my memory. That's one of my early memories of Kimbo. I know he was also part of fucking Reality Kings, that porn site company. There was a series. Hey, what would you do for money and shit? They offered this guy like 5G or whatever the fuck, just to get tackled by Kimbo.
Ouch.
With football gear and shit, everything, yeah.
Uh,
Other than that, also, this past Saturday we lost Muhammad Ali. That was again that was just a hard thing to really believe, because again, Muhammad Ali will always be the greatest of all time. It's crazy because I was doing Around the Point with Walter.
mm-hmm.
I was doing Around the Point with Walter, and during the live show, boom, we just found out Muhammad Ali passed away.
It's scary for me because it's like I was like, this happened with Ali, and then on Monday I called the whole Kimbo thing also, because it's like the moment I heard they got that Ali went to the hospital, I think we're gonna lose him tonight. I mean, like, this is even before finding out they put him on life support. It's just like he was up there in age, you know,
Yeah,
and I just felt it. I felt it was, and then like right when I heard about Kimbo going to the hospital, I'm like, man, I wouldn't be surprised. And then it happened, but it's like Ali, the thing that got to me the most, and right when I found out he was going to the hospital, I was just questioning stuff, and I'm like, this guy had a big impact on everything. I mean, boxing, life in general. I think he won a Nobel Peace Prize. But one thing that I was just thinking about, because I mean, the wrestling, that's a part of me. I'm like, I was wondering. I was like, isn't this guy already in the Hall of Fame? And then I looked at the list and I'm like, he's not.
No, he's not. He's not in the Hall of Fame yet.
I was like, what the heck? And then he passed. And then he passes, and I'm just like, bet you anything, 2017 Celebrity Wing, they're gonna give it to him.
Yeah, could be so. I mean, again, it's sad because you think about this. Ali, he pretty much was an inspiration to everyone, no matter what sport you were in. You can make a book, a fucking book, a novel.
Oh, and who was his inspiration?
Gorgeous George.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying,
so it all works full circle.
But what I'm saying, though, you can make a book, a whole book, a novel of all his quotes.
No, but the thing is, half of those quotes are not Ali's quotes. Those are all Gorgeous George quotes.
I know, but still, though.
I'm just saying, most of Ali's shtick was Gorgeous George's shtick. It wasn't like all anything like that. But he's still a great fighter. Like, I always remember the quote that he said that, like, Ronald Reagan could be in Egypt in his underwear, and everyone would be like, oh, who's that old man? But I could be in the streets of Egypt, and everyone would have to lock down the whole doors.
Yeah. It's crazy, because apparently Madison Square Garden, right, in New York City, they on West 33rd Street, they're now changing the street to Muhammad Ali Way.
Nice.
Wow.
Rightfully so, yeah. Muhammad Ali
Way.
If on West 33rd Street.
Earlier this year, there was a poll, and this is legit. There was a poll for naming a newly built elementary school, and like they had different like people of the community like to work as candidates as the name. Somehow John Cena ended up on the name. Well, I mean, not as the name of the school, but in the poll. And it's just like, you're telling me that you would rather name a school. It's like when I hear a celebrity name that could be named after a school, I would think of like Muhammad Ali, not John Cena.
Gotta remember, Cena.
Keep in mind, John Cena's kind of popular with the meme thing, so everyone would want to say, "Yeah, I go to John Cena."
Elementary. Let's go to John Cena Elementary.
Like that's all. Plus, it's not like Cena's like a bum. Like, he does all the Make-A-Wish crap.
True. No, I could see like the John Cena Foundation for a medical hospital, but like as an elementary school, it just felt
it was crazy. Walter's about to join us in a little bit. I'm about to get Walter.
Okay.
Here. So,
cool.
He does in time because when he gets on, because we're gonna talk about. That's right, you fuckers know. You guys already know it. I'll give you all a hint. How you doing, brother Dave, brother Chase?
TNA cross the line.
No, so and again, I don't want to be fucked up that we're transitioning from Ali now to TNA. I don't want to be that fucked up person, but again, it's sad.
Yeah.
But you know what? At the end of the day, he left a huge impact in everyone's life.
Didn't. This screen capture of a TNA tweet from TNA themselves.
I saw it. Listen, dude, it happens. Okay.
This was from back in January, like how they made that mistake.
It happens, dude. I'm sure they fixed it already. or they deleted it. I don't know. But other than that, I mean, so I caught Impact yesterday. I saw Impact. Hard to believe,
Okay.
right? And I gotta say, did it really hype me up to watch Slammiversary? I don't know. Like, honestly, it was a solid show. I'm not going to go all in depth on the show or anything like that, but there's one segment that I caught. So, as you know, at Slammiversary, they're doing EC3 and Michael Bennett, right?
I'm actually interested in that.
And you know what's funny? So, last night on Impact, to hype up the match, right, they did a weigh-in segment. Like they do in the UFC, Chase.
Oh wow.
Like they had Josh Matthews be fucking Joe Rogan. They had the whole stage set, like if it was the UFC weigh-ins, you know what I mean? They had people cheering, going crazy. I thought it was funny. My only advice though to TNA would have been, if they really wanted to go that route of the whole weigh-in big fight feel, you post the video clip of that weigh-in, not on this episode of Impact, the day before of the event. Like on Saturday, air a video clip, live weigh-in from Michael Bennett and EC3. That's what I would have done. If you really want to give it that weigh-in feel. Other than that, we got Brother Nero.
Oh God.
Brother Nero. About to get in Brother Walter. You gonna join us?
Until he gets here, I just want to say this because you were talking about like doing a weigh-in. That's one, like that type of formatting and stuff is something I'm just really surprised they haven't really taken from Japan, because like in Japan, like wrestling is so serious, they do legit. I mean, it's all kayfabe and stuff, but it's press conferences, and it's like you would think like it could get to the point with pro wrestling here in America that outside of WrestleMania or SummerSlam, like if they really wanted a title match to be that serious, they could set up a press conference or something.
You gotta
like
remember
at the arena.
You gotta remember
like, before our match.
That's the Japanese culture,
sure.
though, dude. That's the Japanese culture. This is America we're talking about. America.
I mean, I'm not saying it has to be to the level of Japan, but it's just like like there was a time when America was taking stuff from Japan, and it went over really well here in America. If you catch my drift.
So, Brother Walter, you're here, Brother Walter.
I am here.
Brother Walter, you're here, Brother Walter. Just in time, buddy. How you been, though? How you been today?
I've been pretty good for the most part today.
Are you like all the other fucking Peruvians that are celebrating their fucking tag in Ecuador?
Are they really celebrating?
There are people that are celebrating a fucking tie. I've seen it all in stock. But anywho, dude, you're just in time, dude. You're just in time. You know what we're about to do? We're about to talk about TNA.
Oh God.
Oh God, I love it. Walter's reaction. Walter just got in here. I'm like, TNA. Oh God, damn it. God damn it. All right, so the pay-per-view this Sunday, live on pay-per-view from the Impact Zone. Honestly, I say this every year with Slammiversary. I feel like this should be their biggest show of the year, not Bound for Glory.
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
It used to be. It used to really feel like it was.
But it should be, though. And I guarantee you they're going to play that video clip with Mike tonight. Tonight, we celebrate a special night in the making. Some shit like that.
Oh, and someone's going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame.
All right.
That's when
I'm not going to go into
storylines.
I'm not going to go into storylines or anything like that, but just go through the card. There's 10 matches on this card. There's 10 matches.
I was just saying
there's 10 matches on this card. It's live on pay-per-view this coming Sunday.
Okay.
On pay-per-view, also available on the Flip app. On the Flips app. I might do a stream on this if I'm out of work early. I'll probably do a stream.
Yeah, don't expect a stream from me. I work till 12 in the morning, so I might catch it on the replay.
So, to my understanding, Chase, you're only going to tune in for Lashley and Galloway rest. Do you think you're catching in? That's it?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I might watch Mike Bennett and EC3, but for the most part, yeah.
All right. So the show kicks off with, okay, so I'm going to go from the bottom to the top here, okay? We have Jay versus Sienna for the Knockouts Championship.
What?
Apparently, Sienna, she's working with Maria Kanellis. Maria now runs the Knockouts division. There was a match last night between Sienna and Velvet and Madison Rayne to determine the number one contender for the Knockouts title, and yeah, Sienna won.
Wait, that's not. They just. Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
After this,
no, I'm not doing prediction. I'm just going through this card. That's all I'm gonna do here. All right. Okay. Because again, we just did a review for NXT. I'm not about to do a prediction for TNA. I'm sorry. I'm not about to do that. No. Okay. See, even Walter's dog's agreeing with him. See, even Walter's dog's agreeing.
It's like, fuck this match.
Fuck that shit. After we have the Fatal 4 for the X Division Championship. Trevor Lee versus Andrew Everett versus DJ Z versus Eddie Edwards. Trevor Lee and Andrew Everett are part of the Shane Dynasty. With Gregory Helm Dynasty. I wouldn't be surprised if Gregory Shane Helm ends up walking out with the X Division title.
Wait, he's in the match too?
No, but I guarantee you some weird, wacky booking. That's vintage TNA.
No, because they literally just did, not this past Impact, but it was either the week before or 2 weeks before. They just did Ultimate X, and they basically, Eddie Edwards basically won it, and it was that situation where the title drops when you unhook it, and then Trevor Lee just grabs it off of the floor and runs while the ref wasn't looking. So it's they're slowly getting to that point where Eddie Edwards is about to become X Division champ.
Okay, that's good for them. After this, I
find it pretty funny. It's like DJ Z, he's always in the X Division Championship matches. There's no reason, there's no story why he is, but he's always in every big X Division Championship match. He's just there.
I can agree with that. After this, we have Braxton Sutter, which is formerly known as Pepper Parks, versus James Storm in a singles match. Whoop-de-doo. I'm sure James Storm is now saying, sorry about my damn luck because Bobby Roode went to NXT. Then we have here the Tribunal, Bosley Baraka and Byron Dax versus Grado, Walter's favorite wrestler in TNA, Grado, and Mahabali Shera.
Isn't one of those two guys that Al Snow has that they're taking on the... Isn't one of them Sylvester LaForte?
Yeah, I've been the other one with the other guy. Fucking some whatever the fuck his name is.
Louis and LaForte, yeah.
Yeah, that's who they are, Louis and LaForte. After this, we have a match that I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to now after watching last night's Impact. Eli Drake versus Bram for the King of the Mountain Championship in a singles match.
Fuck him. Hope he gets his neck broken.
Listen.
I like Eli Drake.
Listen, man. Not to be offended, but it's just the fact of life, okay?
Exactly.
Okay, after this we have Gail Kim versus Maria in a singles match.
Ugh.
I know. Then
Gail Kim's gonna lose.
I get that feeling.
This match has shenanigans written all over it. It's like this match.
It's either Gail Kim loses this match or Sienna wins the title. It's not gonna be like a clean heel or clean face thing. It's one or the other.
Exactly. After this we have, again, a match I'm looking forward to as well. Michael Bennett and EC3. I'm looking forward to this match, even though I personally thought that the weigh-in segment they put in last night should have been on, if they should have aired it on Saturday afternoon on the YouTube channel to give it that fight feel. If they really, that's the route they wanted to go, which I personally feel they did. You know what I mean? Have Josh Matthews be the Joe Rogan, introducing first the former TNA World Champion, Ethan Carter III. He got on this, you know what I mean? Something like that. That's just my opinion. But honestly, here I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with EC3. I think he gets his win here, and then to the moon.
Yeah, because Adam Cole's still. Mike Bennett, he's undefeated right now, so they're playing that up like EC3's gonna hopefully he's gonna break history.
Okay. After this, we have the co-main event, which I think will main event the show, in my opinion. I just get that feeling. Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy, or Brother Nero. Brother Nero. Big Money Matt, baby. Woo! Big Money Matt and Brother Nero.
He is not Big Money Matt anymore. He's Phantom of the Opera.
Honestly, listen.
Doc Brown Hardy.
Listen, after weeks of watching it again, I rewatched that video package over and over and over again. Why, I don't know, but I just did. I gotta say this. Yeah, there's people that are shitting on it. There's Dixie Carter on Twitter replying to fans, which I think is funny as shit. End of the day, though, is getting eyeballs on this product, on the event. And
I ain't gonna lie, that's exactly what it
Good
did.
eyeballs or just eyeballs rolling their eyes.
Or that too. But I will.
Just because I roll, Steven, there could be like a coworker saying, "Hey, someone left a massive shit in the toilet." But it's not like just because I look at it doesn't mean it's good that I looked at it.
But you looked, and that's what counts.
But you looked.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean shit. It's not like people were like, "Oh,
it doesn't mean shit." But you looked at the shit, and that's all they wanted.
Yeah, but it's not like people are. But it's not like I'm invested in this shit. It's not like I'm saying like, "Man, that shit changed my life."
You never mind. I'm gonna drop it. Yeah,
but
let's keep going.
But I think again, you know what? At the end of the day, it's getting people talk. It's getting people to talk.
It's getting people talking for all the wrong reasons, not all the right reasons.
Wrong reasons or right reasons is still reason to talk about it. That's the way I look at it. Okay. End of the day.
It's terrible.
And I agree with you too. I agree. At the end of the day, like I said, the only thing that I saw positive about it that they use a drone. That's the only thing that I found that was positive about that whole thing. They use a drone. The wrong way, but still they use a drone. So there you go. All right. Then we get the main event of the evening: Drew Galloway versus Lashley, in a match where the only way you win either by knockout or tap out. I say
the last time this crap happened, the guy who supposedly was the specialist in this lost, and that was Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle. So don't be surprised if it goes to Galloway, but I want it to be Lashley.
I think everyone does in some way, shape, or form.
Lashley gotta win that.
But I'll be honest though. I mean, is Lashley getting a fight in Bellator anytime soon for the world title? Chase?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He hasn't fought enough top-ranked Bellator guys yet.
Yeah. But again, I think honestly, listen on paper, there's some matches that I scratch my head to, and then there's some matches that I think, you know what, it's worth giving it a watch. Is it worth the $50 what they're charging on pay-per-view? No. It's not.
$10.
Like 10? Is it really $10? Is it really?
No, it's $20. It's $20 on pay-per-view or
What?
20 or $30, I think.
Not bad.
Wow.
Bucks, because I heard someone talking about like, yeah, if you want to pay $20 for a Slammiversary, you should.
No,
Fair enough.
I don't want to.
Fair enough. I mean, honestly,
If it's only $20, I might get it.
I'll watch it. Listen, if I'm gonna say this right now to everyone. If I get out of work early on Sunday, I'll watch the pay-per-view, and then I'll do a live review on it. That's my. Again, I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but that's only if I get out of work early on Sunday. With that being said, guys, let's take it to the streets. Let's take your live calls, guys. The phone lines are officially open for those that want to call in. 718-473-0813 if you want to call in. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you want to support this podcast and this channel, take it that extra step. Become a patron over on Patreon. Patreon.com/TeamHeelPodcast and get yourself some cool rewards in the process. Also, follow the Team Up Podcast on Twitter at Team Up Podcast. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/GutCheckPodcast. In the search bar on Facebook, type in Team Up Podcast, and that's where you'll find us. But again, the phone lines are open in the comments here. Aries and Maria's and Sienna, Braxton Stutter, all added alone. I gotta say, that Ali voice is fucking annoying. That I'll say. No, Steve, you don't understand. Brother Nero isn't a draw.
Did you forget about the Decay versus the Bromance?
Oh yeah.
See, tough enough in the corner.
Vintage TNA here. There I go. Decay, Abyss and Crazy Steve versus the Bromans. For the tag. Again, we're not giving predictions, just giving, again, this should be an interesting match. I see Decay retaining here, but there you go. But again, guys, if you want to call in now, the phone lines are open. Call in now, and yes, take some calls here, guys. But other than that, though, Walter, how was your day so far? What did you do today, by the way? What did you do today?
I went,
You watched that Predicador game, bro? Did you?
I saw parts of it. It was pretty annoying.
Pretty sad, right?
Because, like, they had a 2-0 lead. I was like, what the fuck? I was shocked. And then they choked, pretty much. Now, I think they face Brazil, right? Fuck.
I imagine people celebrating the fact that they
No, you
died.
can't celebrate. They choked.
They choked. Yeah. How the hell do you have a 2-0 lead and you drop the ball?
You don't celebrate it because you're not. If they won, they would have qualified to the next round. Now they gotta play Brazil, the game of their lives.
Exactly.
You do not want to face Brazil. Come on, but
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here with that. But Walter, you didn't catch Takeover, right? The end.
nah, I'll probably watch it on replay. But I heard what happened for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. I only know what happened in the main event. I actually don't know what happened.
You
with
don't.
everything else. I mean, I don't care. Like, you guys could tell me. Like, I just
Super muscle buster.
The new Hispanic guy didn't look too good. He beat up Ty Dillinger. Also, the Revival, our tag team champions again, defeated American.
What?
Afterwards, two big guys beat up American Alpha, and Paul Ellenby is back.
And nobody knew who he was.
Oh yeah, no one knew who he was.
They're like, "Who are you?" So fuck you, Full Cell.
All right.
And then Aries and Shinsuke, of course, what you expected. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The women's match was not that good.
We got a caller, 903. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Brother Nero?
Brother Nero.
What's
What
up?
do you want, Big Money Matt?
Yeah. So NXT Takeover was a joke.
Was it?
What?
Yeah, there was nothing really that good in NXT. Let's be real though. Like, this is a forgettable show.
I guess if you want to go that route, that's fine. I guess
It's better than Fatal 4-Way or Respect and Brooklyn. I think it's better than those two shows. Not Brooklyn, no, London. My bad, London.
Yeah, and I understand where Chase is coming from, where he says that all series, kind of carried the match. Oh, I mean, I don't know if I'll go that far, but I will say all series was definitely the in-ring general. It's like that old saying, right? It takes two to tango, so they pulled a decent match, And besides, I think the chemistry's kind of off with them. This is the first time they face each other ever. So I feel like with one or two more matches, they can pull a good one.
I hear you on that. But other than that, though, Wilson, how you been? What you been up to?
I've been doing good, man. Just celebrating, 80 subscribers, which I know is, like I said, not a lot, but.
Hey, listen, man. You got 80 subs, dude. You only wait to the big 100. You'll probably.
Yeah, I know.
You'll get there.
I can't believe it, man.
You'll get there, dude. All you gotta do though is believe and hard work, dedication, and yeah, you'll be on your way, kid.
Yeah. I don't even want to get into TNA really. Man. So, let me ask you guys this: do you feel like TNA, it's not that really that it sucks anymore? It's pretty much that it's irrelevant. Do you guys think it's just for the fact that they're irrelevant now?
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again, Weston.
Do you feel like, TNA's done some bad stuff and whatnot, but do you think that they're to that point where they're just irrelevant now? Like, they're just irrelevant to the time, and that maybe they should...
I don't want to say they're irrelevant.
Big changes.
I don't want to say they're irrelevant. I just feel like they don't have any stroke anymore in the business. They don't have a stroke where if something happens, okay, fine, just brush off the shoulder and move on. And that's the problem. I think that's what they did to themselves. You know what I mean? I think I've said it before. Connor said it before on his One Wrestling reviews from OneWrestlingVideo.com when he covers Impact, that TNA, they have very, very good in-ring matches. Sometimes that time is better than WWE's, but the big issue with them is the whole management. That's the issue with them. And that at times can reflect on the product. It's like having a kitchen and your main chef is just ruining everything. Or if not, okay, let me use a better analogy. A restaurant owner is just making bad decisions, but it's affecting the kitchen staff and shit like that. What do you guys think? Help me out here. What do you guys think?
No, I think it's more of just like management, just like not really being trustworthy enough for people to like really feel like, oh yeah, TNA's putting on all these good shows, but who gives a fuck? Because we all know management doesn't give a fuck about it.
I personally feel, again, and I said this before, I'll say this again. The only way I see this company sort of, again, succeeding, if you will, or going back to where they once were, is under new ownership. Completely. Again, I've said this before on numerous podcasts. I don't want to say this again, because I don't want to come off repetitive. But I think, again, you get new ownership, you change the logo, you change the name, you change everything around it, you have something. Potentially.
A full-on rebranding?
Yeah, full rebrand. Change the logo, change the name.
New ownership.
That too, but I'm sure that too. That's the main thing, though.
When they get new ownership, that's when they do all that, though.
Right.
So you're gonna have to get rid of Dixie Carter, and Dixie Carter, she's not trying to.
No,
leave,
Dixie Carter,
so.
You got to rename EC3. Like,
Hey, listen,
I mean, he could still be EC3, but then you can't call him what the EC3 stands for anymore.
You think about it too, though. Listen, nothing against the woman. I don't hate Dixie Carter. I'm just not gonna come on social media and kiss up to her ass to get a job or get some following and shit. No, what I am gonna say though, I give her credit for what credit's due. She's a woman in a man's world. When you think about it, as far as wrestling promoters concerned, that's a male-dominant field. You think about it.
You say that now, yeah.
No,
big,
for real.
no, the big fish in the ocean, you already know, is about to be run by a woman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. But the point is, though, I give her credit where credit's due. You know what I mean?
The thing is, though, Dave, it's not like Stephanie started that company.
No, I know. She's like basically inheriting it. I'm just simply saying that like it's coming with the times of it's like women empowerment and like it's such a big deal now to be a woman and be successful, to like the women's revolution that they try to do, and I mean now it's successful. Don't get me wrong in regards to the actual in-ring work, but it's like Stephanie is gonna. They're gonna in the next few years. They're gonna try to legitimize her as the person who is taking over Vince's role as the boss, because she's doing that memoir, and that's gonna have a whole lot of stuff talking about her personal life to basically build her up as a good person. So, don't be surprised if that memoir it builds her up kind of in the heart of like how they have Dixie Carter on screen as a sweetheart.
We'll see, dude. But excuse me. I think again, this company gonna be better off without her in the long run. In my opinion.
Of course.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
And another thing is here, is it just me or does it feel like the competitors for Money in the Bank this year like kind of like really lackluster?
I don't want to say lackluster. I just feel like, I'll be honest. Watching Monday on Raw, those guys on the top of a ladder didn't really convince me.
That was so goofy.
You guys think?
Guys, you know what we should do? Put you guys on top of the ladder. You know all those injuries we have? It don't matter.
You know the best thing that should happen, and nothing against Sami Zayn, but he shouldn't be in the match. Like on the night of the match, they should have a backstage segment of him laid out, and someone has to replace him, and then out either comes Bray Wyatt or Randy Orton. What do you guys think?
Yeah, they're missing someone. Like I feel like they're missing someone that.
Because they're not doing 7 men anymore, so the only thing I can think of is replace one of the people in the match, and Sami Zayn just fits that mold perfectly of, oh, I was screwed, but we're still going to root for you because you're okay.
Yeah, it feels like they're missing someone, definitely.
It's just like I have this feeling that like if they don't do Bray Wyatt or Randy Orton or anything, here's what's gonna happen. We're all gonna want either Cesaro or Kevin Owens or Dean Ambrose to win it, and then most likely
win the briefcase.
who?
I like Cesaro, but there's no way like I want him as.
No, I know he's not. What I'm saying is a lot of people are gonna want one of those three, and then it turns out to be either Alberto or Chris Jericho. Because that's how they. Who wanted Sheamus to win last year? Seriously, who wanted? And there's no real heels to go up against Roman Reigns, and they're about to do a brand split, and Seth Rollins is like the only other heel. So it's like Money in the Bank. I know we're getting more people from NXT coming up, but it's just like there's no legit heels anymore outside of AJ in the club and Seth Rollins. So it's like unless Roman eventually turns heel, then they're gonna eventually do this stupid feud of someone like Alberto or Chris Jericho versus Roman Reigns, and I don't want to see that, but that's what's most likely gonna happen because there's no. I hated last year's Money in the Bank because of the winner, and I think that unless they are predictable, I don't know. It's just like, truth be told, we're in need of a face Money in the Bank winner. We haven't had one in a long time.
I mean, do you really want though a face Money in the Bank winner when they cash in, they might turn heel anyway?
Pretty much.
That's what happened with Punk.
I mean, who could win as a face? I doubt Cesaro's going to win that match.
Ambrose.
I really doubt that. Ambrose
Ambrose could win it.
Ambrose or Owens are the only ones that really took business winning this match. Look, give it to Sami Zayn. It's just like Daniel Bryan in 2011. Sure, some fans are going to like it, but at the end of the day, you're just questioning yourself. Why the fuck did you give it to Sami Zayn? And then if you give it
a good moment, that's all.
Alberto or freaking idiots. I can't remember Jericho. He calls people idiots anyway, so it fits. You give it to one of those two, who gives a fuck? And then if you give it to Cesaro, you know he's not going to cash in and win. He's just going to lose. You know, Cena and Cesaro are going to have their 5-star match with Cesaro. So why should I give a fuck? So really, to be honest here, it's either Kevin Owens or Dean Ambrose that you give it to. But I say more Kevin Owens because Dean Ambrose, he doesn't really need a Money in the Bank to go for the championship.
Yeah, Owens.
Who's going after the Intercontinental title right now?
Idiots.
Idiots,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot the idiot's name, but there's an idiot going for the belt.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's Wait a minute.
It's Cesaro.
Nobody
it's
right
Cesaro.
I don't think no one is because like he's doing a movie.
Yeah, Cesaro's
doing Marine 4 with Maurice, with Bo Dallas, and Heath Slater.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
They put the belt. Why is it that whenever this fool does a movie, they put a belt on him? It's like, okay, if he's not doing a movie, they put the belt on him because his wife comes back for Total Divas. And it's just like, okay, now we got the wife back. Let's keep the belt on him so they could both do a movie. I don't care if he's... I mean, okay. I don't want to get into this.
Apollo Crews, our pre-show match of the night.
Yeah, I don't fully want to get into this, but the whole thing is, I like The Miz as a heel in the mid-card because he does generate heat. He does that job. But it gets too annoying with this whole factor of, okay, because I'm WWE's go-to guy to make a movie, put a belt on me just because of the movie. Yeah. That is so stupid.
But that's vintage WWE. Austin, I'll tell you what, buddy, we want to take a couple more calls and wrap up the show. All right, buddy?
I just wanted to know one more question, then I'll leave. What are your guys' thoughts on the Breeze Dongo tag team and Breeze Dongo tag team?
Breeze?
Do you feel like they're a diamond? Do you feel like they're a diamond in the rough?
Well, to quote kayfabe, it's Fabrice. It's not Breeze Dongo.
Okay, Fabrice.
Future endeavor next round of cuts.
Which both of them?
Both of them.
Yeah, the fact that they're shaving each other's backs now, that shows they're bottom of the barrel.
There's nothing that says, oh yeah, nothing demanding with that.
Hey, at least they're on TV.
These two.
All right.
Hey, they could go back to NXT and feud with the Hype Bros.
Yeah. All right, Wes, thanks for calling in, buddy. Take it easy, man.
All right. Good night, guys, and shout out to the Water Boy.
All right, Water Boy. Is he in the comments? Oh, man, I thought the Water Boy. Man, I thought the Water Boy would be here today. All right. Mama said this and that, and Mama. But yeah, man. I mean, NXT Takeover, bro. The end.
The end.
Why was it called the end? I don't get it.
Because that was the end of their first era.
Oh. Yeah, because they're still doing Brooklyn, so that's what I was like, what?
Yeah, it's just like they kind of, like the video package kind of summed it up of like, okay, this is everything that happened from the beginning until now, and now that's over and we got to start over.
Yeah. Yep, indeed it is. So again, guys, if you want to call in, take a couple more, take maybe one or two more calls and wrap up the show. Matt, Dave, what do you want to talk about, Dave? What you said earlier?
Oh yeah. Okay. There was something I wanted to just say, and I mean, I kind of been covering this on on different pages and stuff. So one thing that I think WWE's been doing good, and I understand why they're doing it because these are people coming straight back from injury. They're not having Seth Rollins or John Cena or even Roman Reigns. None of these guys are touching or wrestling matches leading into their matches at Money in the Bank. And I think that's adding value. And I think this is something they need to do more often, despite the fact that those guys were injured. Like, if there's a WWE Championship match, this doesn't have to happen every month. But what if they just did that, where like they are hyping the match in different ways, interviews or promos or whatever, but they don't have to even wrestle a match. The champion can be there, but he doesn't have to always wrestle. That's just one thing I'm finding value in all the shit that all the downsides of Raw and stuff is that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins they're on the show, but they don't wrestle at all.
I mean,
they don't.
I guess what you want. I guess what it is for Rollins' case here. Okay, he just came back from injury. He's wrestling on house shows. Apparently, there was a three-way match with him, Styles, and Roman, one of the house shows. I guess other than that, though, you want to save this match for the pay-per-view. You want to save.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You want to save his in-ring return.
Important. It's making it more important, and that's what I'm saying. This is something they need to do more often. However, at the same time, the fact that you got Reigns, Rollins, and John Cena, your big three right now, not wrestling any matches leading into the pay-per-view, who does that make the workhorse guy on TV right now? AJ Styles.
Yep, AJ.
And it's because of that, I hope AJ Styles wins at Money in the Bank. He's the only one out of those four actually wrestling every week.
Well, he's going to work. I think that's how the Cena feud works.
And the final score, the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Golden State Warriors in game number 3.
What? That game ended a long time ago.
I just found out now, so.
Dude,
I was just bashing Cleveland earlier today, and I thought they would lose.
Yeah, they'll probably lose next game, though. No, actually, I don't know.
But again, guys, if you want to call in, the phone lines are open, 718-473-0813. Don't be scared to call in, guys. Don't be afraid. Again, if you want to support the show, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, share it on social media, or if not, if you want to go that extra mile, become our patron over on Patreon. Patreon.com/TeamHeEL Podcast. You can get yourself some cool rewards by doing so. Just saying. But other than that, though, I mean, what's happening this weekend besides Slammiversary?
We got Slammiversary.
Oh boy.
Then after that, the following week is Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. What is that? Best in the
World.
Yeah, Best in the World is coming up.
Rhodes got announced for Bola.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's good for him. Happy for him. But it was funny. It was in his list of what it was on his bucket list of things to do. And apparently PWG on their Twitter bolted. They took Rose's picture where it said Bola checked.
Wow.
He wrestling. Put it like this: he's wrestling Kurt Angle, and then he could be part of Battle of Los Angeles.
And he's in Evolve.
And in September, he's wrestling Pat Buck in New Jersey for WrestlePro, which I might end up going to.
Okay.
That's gonna be great.
Yeah. See Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, baby.
Oh.
Oh.
I wonder what, because when you're on the independents, you're able to come out to basically almost any kind of music. I wonder like what song what song would work for Rhodes.
I don't know. Yeah, they might tweak some. They might give us WWE theme, but they'll probably tweak it. I don't know. Probably do something, but we'll see. All right. Being that no one was gonna call in, I'm gonna wrap up the show now. We thank you all tonight for tuning in live. If you can't catch us live, it's okay. We're available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, Google Play Music. If you want to rock a cool shirt, head over to our Spreadshirt store, TEAMHEELpodcast.spreadshirt.com. You get your shirts such as the Damn Dixie shirt, Damn Dixie, or if not, the Oh Bear Yeah t-shirt.
Oh, Bear Yeah.
Inspired by the wrestling. Oh, we got a caller. Fuck it. Take one more call and then we'll wrap up the show then. Fuck it.
My boy Gold Standard.
Probably is. 832, you on the air. Hello. 832, you're on the air. Hello.
I don't think you remember me, but I called before, like, when...
Is that Brother Ross?
No.
Who this?
Who is this?
832? 832,
You
don't
must
be...
tell me your name.
Who this? You on Team of Podcast? Who this?
My name is Alex. I don't think you remember me, but I was on your Extreme Rules call.
Alex, what's up, buddy? What's your channel, bro? What's your channel, Twitter handle? Maybe I can remember you from that.
It was Alex Edforce.
Oh, what's up, buddy? How you been, man? Alex, what's up?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. What you been up to, bro?
Nothing. I just wanted. I was after the tag team match in NXT. Those guys that came in the league were huge.
Oh yeah, those do. Yeah. Well, one's a former Bellator heavyweight fighter, and the other's a super heavyweight weightlifter. So yeah, they're big guys.
Yeah.
I was just like, damn. It's like, they were like two Mark Henrys basically.
Yep. They're gonna replace your Ryback.
No, don't you dare say that.
Or
Ryback's-
Ryborg.
Nah.
The Ryborg in TNA.
What is what's his name again?
Alex.
Who?
No. Ryback's name. Ryan. What is Ryan Reed doing
Ryan
in the
Reeves.
Impact? What is Ryan
Ryan
Reed doing
Reeves?
in the Impact Zone?
I am not Ryan Reeves. I am the Ryborg.
I'm the big guy, the big man, Ryan Reeves.
The big bot.
Yeah.
Right.
The funny thing is,
World
people like Ryback thinks we will care if you went to Impact.
I don't care.
I'd watch him.
I like most people. I like Ryback. I think he sounds.
I would watch only because I think Impact is the only place he has a chance of winning a world title. Even if there's a brand split, he is not winning a world title.
Yeah.
So
Do you think?
I think. Go ahead.
Do you think people are saying like SmackDown going 3 hours?
I heard rumors
No.
about that. I don't think they'll do it.
Dude, 6 hours wrestling.
Yeah.
And then you count
If they did it, then
hours?
both.
days, that's insane. I might as well commit wrestling suicide. I can't watch that much wrestling.
If they did it, then
No, it's too much wrestling, man. It's
No,
too
it
much
is. It
the
is.
same
But
spots,
what I was
the same
what I-
stories, No, I can't watch 9 hours of WWE.
There you go.
That's it.
What I was gonna say, if they did it, because there has been talk of the like with Raw, since it was 3 hours, giving the first hour to NXT.
They might do that on Raw. They might do that on Raw, but I don't think they're gonna do that on first SmackDown. Honestly,
Like
that
listen,
if they gave
SmackDown.
SmackDown 3 hours, then they would have to do that for both shows.
Listen. NXT right now, keep this in mind. Alex, you're talking to guy, well, with the exception of Dave, I guess, even Walter. Me and Chase, we don't watch NXT on a weekly basis. We only tune in for takeovers. I personally feel for what it is, NXT is good on the network. You should don't fuck with it, don't tweak it, leave it on the network.
Exactly.
The last thing you want to do is take NXT to mainstream television. That's the last thing you want to do, because then they'll get ruined.
I don't really watch NXT on Wednesdays. I watch it sometimes, not all the time.
Then bless your heart, buddy. Bless your heart.
You're making the right decision for yourself. Don't watch too much wrestling. Less is more.
Less is
Less
good.
wrestling, the better.
Yeah, I barely watch.
You guys
anything
think Finn
nowadays.
Balor's going to be the #1 draft pick?
No.
What?
To be honest, dude, they're not gonna do an 0-2 where they had Flair and Vince walk out in the podium and announce their pick. No.
You really think they're going to do the randomizer?
Yeah, they are. That's what they're gonna do. And ironically, the randomizer will pick these big names. Don't be surprised. Like I said before, I'll say it again. The whole draft is for the NXT guys to come up to Raw or SmackDown.
I heard. I mean, like,
after.
everything right now is still speculation. But what if there's that quote unquote NXT invasion led by Triple H?
Oh,
I heard rumors about that.
That sounds absolutely dreadful.
Because
look at these guys on NXT. Oh, they were so awesome there. They're going to invade WWE superstars who are just going to beat them, and they won't ever get over, and we'll feel bad that they didn't get over from this angle.
And then it happens. And then
these guys not getting over from this angle, because that's the only way we can book talent, is to make you feel bad for them and feel like absolute losers. Yay. We love losers. We might as well just give the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars the NFL championship. While we're at
yes.
it, the NBA final should be the Philadelphia 76ers and the Los Angeles Lakers, because they suck. We should always feel bad for people who get badly booked. Oh, feel bad for the losers. Yeah, no, sorry. Don't watch your wrestling if that NXT Invasion would be a waste idea. Don't do it. Like, if you want to do it, don't do it because these guys are coming up from NXT out of all places to invade. No, do it where there's guys who's been on the main rosters for a while, and, you know, they were NXT stars, but they're not stars anymore, and they're trying to make some noise or some shit like that. But seriously, an NXT invasion, that is just such a disgusting.
Like, if they needed someone to run one of the two shows, and then out of nowhere comes Triple H, and he's just like, I'm taking over SmackDown or I'm taking over Raw, and the way he did it was by saying like, now it's gonna have my guys on it. And just plain and simple like that. It doesn't have to be like the 01 invasion of WCW and ECW.
You're pretty much just saying take NXT weekly show, make it 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever show he takes, and hope it works. That sounds like a terrible idea, Dave. I'm sorry. That's probably the worst thing I've ever heard. Try to NXT. They can't even get me to watch 1 hour of NXT. You're telling me they're going to try to make me watch 3 or 2 hours of it?
Yep.
Alex, though, what do you think, brother? What do you think, man?
I think that would be pretty stupid.
Thank you.
Good.
Like, I think the NXT, I think they should just work their way up instead of just having a whole invasion.
I agree, buddy. Let me ask you a question, Alex. Let me ask you this question. What do you think was the match of the night for TakeOver, the end?
Austin Aries and Shinsuke.
Okay.
Really?
All right. Listen, everyone has a different opinion. For us, for me and Chase, I guess, I can't speak for Dave or Walter.
No, I'm with you guys on American Alpha versus Revival.
Yeah, for us, that was
really
that. It was probably the best match, in our opinion. In our opinion. But other than that, hey, listen,
It has good chemistry.
Yeah. That's your question. Now, what do you think will happen now? Do you see Nakamura versus Joe happening in Brooklyn, or do you see them do like a throwaway match that will lead up to Brooklyn? What do you think will happen, buddy?
I'm not. I can't. To be honest, I'm not sure.
Okay. What are you? Will you be watching Slammiversary this Sunday? That's a big question. Okay, hey, listen, listen. You never know. Listen,
No, Steven, you said that's a big question. This is not a big question. Let
me ask you that question. Will you be watching Slammiversary this Sunday?
That's a big question. It's a big question. You watch
Slammiversary?
Or are you like, oh fuck,
watching
TNA?
I stopped watching TNA around 2010, so no.
Good.
Can't blame you. Can't blame you, kid. I can't blame you. Oh my god. I mean, listen, I'll watch it. I'll watch it to scratch my head to, or to make that reaction like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah,
Again,
like when they finally revealed Abyss wearing face paint, that was a total what the fuck.
Steven, the big question is, are you going to be one of the hundreds of people to order Slammiversary?
I don't know about that. If it's worth...
See, I was trying to bet against Steven. I was trying to make him, let's do a bet where the loser, like whoever gets the least amount of predictions right for Takeover, the end, would have had to order it. But he didn't want to do it.
My dad didn't want to do it because anything about it. First of all, I don't even know if I'm working Sunday at the time where it airs. Like this way, if I get out of work early, I'll watch the show. Is it worth $50? Fuck no. Is it worth? I might. I'm gonna watch it on the Flips app or on PS4 network. I don't know yet, but I'll give it a watch. What happened?
The reason why I stopped watching TNA is because one time they always have this one big sale of the year, and one time I did it and literally took my whole money and I didn't get it back or nothing. That's why I was like, okay, fuck TNA, I'm out of here. Especially with the Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy thing, it's stupid gimmick.
Brother Nero.
Yeah. Yes, Brother Chase.
Brother Nero.
Brother Chase. Brother Nero. I told you. This is our sanctuary, Brother Nero.
If he keeps acting like that, he might as well join the Wyatt family.
No, you know what's funny? So EC3, as you know, the TNA guys are in Mexico they were in Mexico. They're back for the Lucha Libre Victoria Cup.
The one that Team Lucha Underground won.
I guess so. So TNA posted a video of EC3 fucking Eli Drake doing a parody of that Hardy Boy segment and shit. They had EC3 rocking toilet paper on his head. taped up to his head like Brother Nero.
I gotta see this.
It's on their channel. Don't watch it yet. You don't want to fucking give us a card. What's wrong with you, buddy? Don't watch it now. Watch it later.
No, not now. I'm just saying I gotta watch this and I'm going to watch it later.
Okay, you better watch it later, or else. Let's get the Braves to win the World Series.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm just saying, like the NXT guys doing the invasion arcs are stupid. When has an invasion arc ever been fucking good?
I'll tell you what. No. I'll tell you what one was good.
That's not an invasion.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was not.
But it's not a big time invasion arc. Hogan was already in the company.
So was National Hall. But you want to know what was a good invasion? I'll tell you guys. Hand on my chest is when GFW invaded TNA.
Oh.
You really gotta bring that up.
Dave, you only named one. Can you name me 5 more good invasion arcs?
Scum versus Ring of Honor.
What?
Scum?
No. I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Is Bullet Club considered invading?
No. CZW invading Ring of Honor.
What?
Yeah.
CCW.
Yeah, CZW versus Ring of Honor feud from many years ago.
Fuck that.
CCW sucks. Fuck that shit.
Hey.
Do you guys think Goldberg's gonna return to what?
Stop thinking of an NXT.
I think there's a possibility Goldberg does up. Honestly.
I didn't hear Alex say. Alex, say that question.
Yes,
do you think Goldberg will return? And if he does, when and where?
Okay, I see him returning to make appearances, I don't see him wrestling. Honestly, I don't want to see him wrestle anymore. I don't.
Me neither.
Spear.
Have you seen how Goldberg looks like now? He has no muscle mass anymore.
Yeah.
Dude could do one spear for a for like a little thing. He could spear Heath Slater. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I think this is just one step closer to him going in the Hall of Fame next year. So
Going in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, whole
The only
thing.
reason why, is because we obviously know he's gonna do like the same moves,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the same 3 moves.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, buddy. We thank you for calling in, man. About to wrap up the show, all right, man?
All right, thank you.
All right, brother. Easy. Yo, but by the way, before you go, do you have a channel or a Twitter? A lot of people know they can
My
check you
Twitter
out.
is AlexTheVox35. I'm usually that one guy who gets blocked by other wrestlers. So I always yell at them and swear at them. And my YouTube is Alex Edforce.
All right, buddy. I'll give it a check out, all right? Take it easy, all right, man? Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, all right. We've wrapped up the show, guys. Again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Thank you all for those who called in. Thank you all for listening and liking and sharing. You all follow the TEAMHEEL Podcast on Twitter at TEAMHEEL Podcast. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/GutCheckPodcast. But if you go on Facebook on the search bar, type in TEAMHEEL Podcast where you'll find the podcast as well. We're available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, Google Play Music. If you want to buy a shirt from our store, TeamHeelPodcast.spreadshirt.com. And if you want to go that extra mile and support the TeamHeel Podcast and the channel as well, become a patron over on our Patreon page, patreon.com/TeamHeel Podcast, and get yourself some cool rewards in the process. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. If you're new to the channel, which you are, some of you probably are, some of you are not, but if you are, hit that subscribe button, hit it with a big old thumbs up. Kick, cuz.
You can follow me on Twitter at HandWalter, YouTube, Knowledge of Wrestling. And yeah, I missed NXT, so what? It's, just one takeover that I missed. It's not going to be anything bad, right?
Probably won't be on next week, depending on when the TeamHeel Podcast is going to air. So you guys can follow me on YouTube at ChaseOver68 and Twitter. I'll let you guys know when I'm on every week. It's just based off of the schedule, to be honest.
Yeah, I understand, dude. What about you, Mr. Sack?
you can follow me on Facebook, The Unappreciated Wrestling forward space The Unappreciated Wrestling.
All right, guys. With that being said, we're back for 151 next.
Up, my other plug.
I'm sorry.
Post Run Down as well.
Yes, that's right. This coming Monday on the OK Fabe channel, Post Raw Rundown. I'll probably be there as well with Chase. I'll be covering Monday Night Raw.
Yes, no work on Monday.
Exactly. You guys want to check that out? Check it out. It's very fun, awesome, and yeah. That being said, guys, I'm Heel Steven, joined by Knowledge of Wrestling, Chase Oliver, and Mr. Dave. Be back next week for 151 of the TeamHeel Podcast. If I don't know yet if we're gonna be doing Heel Steven for Play Cards Against Humanity yet. If anything, it'll probably be on Saturday. I don't know yet. Again, I don't know. Damn it. But we'll find out as time goes on. We'll see y'all next week for episode 151 of the TeamHeel Podcast. Hit the music!
And now, you are listening to the TeamHeel Podcast, live, brought to you by Spreadshirt.com, with Heel Steven, Non-Legit Wrestling, OK Fabe, and Chase Oliver, ready to shoot the shit with each and every one of you live.
I'm all the way up, and you can stay up. TNA stay up, I hope. Damn, Dixie. Slammiversary, baby.